What's up everybody, it's Warhorg, and if you want to improve at any game, this video is for you. So like and subscribe, I need the dopamine. If you follow all of my tips here, I guarantee that you will get better at your favorite game. Now I will say this, I am a Overwatch player and a lot of my tips are going to come from examples from Overwatch, but that doesn't necessarily mean that all of the tips is going to be for Overwatch, because a lot of these tips are going to be very general tips. Anyways, if you don't know me, I'm Warhorg and I have been Grandmaster in all of the roles plus Open Queue in Overwatch. I had to say that because we learned in middle school that we needed to use ethos, pathos, and logos, and this is my only type of ethos, you can believe me now. Enough yapping, you want to improve, so let's just get straight into it. So my first tip is going to be your first step in not only getting better at any game, but anything at all. So many of you are struggling to accept the fact that you are bad and don't deserve the rank you want, and then after hearing this, you're going to go comment, my teammates are actually bad in throwing. Man, listen, enemy team are 5 people, for example, on Overwatch, and without you, your team are 4. And the last spot is for you, making it a bigger chance to have a bad enemy than teammates. You need to focus on what you can do better to win, because in 97% of the cases, people won't get better by getting yelled at, and you are the same rank for a reason. And if they are super bad, play around what they do well. If they one trick, for example, play around their hero, or if they force a specific playstyle, you can do something else. You will lose because your team is split on doing 2 different things. For example, trying 2 different, bunker comp or dive comp in Overwatch, for example. They're 2 different comps, and you guys are trying to do 2 completely different things. It's really important to have self-critique, and when someone else criticizes you, don't get defensive and angry. I know it's hard, and still today I get annoyed from time to time, but it's really, really important for you that it's always to look for what you can do better and what you can do to win, and not your teammates. If you deserved a higher rank, you would be that rank. Next, I don't think you really understand the amount it takes to really get good at something. Now, I will say this, there are some games that takes longer to get really good at than other games. Take Overwatch, League of Legends, and Smite, for example. 1 hero shooter and 2 MOBAs. All 3 of those games have so many heroes, with League and Smite having over 100 of them, I think, and Overwatch having like 40. And not to mention all the different synergy you have between heroes, who is good on what map, and the hardest of all, good positioning. You need to play a lot to get really, really good at something, and I mean a lot, a lot. I think I had roughly 3,000 hours on Overwatch before I got Grandmaster for the first time. Now, in my defense, I spent a lot of time, sucking, because I was genuinely like 11 or 12 years old when the game came out, and it was the first FPS I ever played on PC. But let's get back on track. Pros spend thousands of hours, same with people getting GM1 and Champion, or Challenger in the league. I think that's the highest rank, because some of the things are extremely hard. At the same time, you are competing against people who also pour thousands of hours into the game you play, and the community as a whole gets better over time. A Diamond player in Overwatch 2 would demolish an Overwatch 1 Diamond player. Do you see where I'm going? The time you need to get super good is a lot. So either you gotta be prepared and work for it, or just set a lower goal. Hey, I know we're in the middle of something, but I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like and subscribe. Tip number 3 will be just to watch how good people play. Watch a Grandmaster, a Radiant, or Challenger, or just any really good player play the game. And I wouldn't really recommend pro play because it's really hard to mimic what they do, because they are playing as a whole team. They have a really good synergy, but find some good streamers that play a lot. For me, I watched a lot of Kabaji to get good on Tracer. Watching him for 15 minutes taught me so much about Tracer. For example, having a different ult keybind on Tracer to different types of strafing and 180-degree blinks, melee and ults and animation cancelling on melee. I would never think of this back in the day when I was like gold, but watching a good player or players will teach you a lot more than you think, because there are so many weird mechanics, things that they do that you don't. Now, tip number 5 will sound so generic and bullshit, but trust me, you want to hear this. Learn from your mistake. And I know, of course, but hear me out. When was the last time you died and thought, wow, what went wrong? What did I do wrong? Was it my positioning, or maybe the decision making, or did I just simply miss my shots? And remember, don't always blame missing your shots, because sometimes you're missing your shots because of your bad positioning or bad decision, right? So what you can do is, record your games, so whenever you die, you watch the VOD back, how did I die? What did I do wrong? Was it me? Was it my teammates? Don't try and blame your teammates. Even if it was your teammates, try and think, what could I have done to, avoid dying there? Maybe Ana missed all her shots on healing, but you can still think, okay, maybe, if I knew the Ana was bad, why did I play that aggressive, right? You see what I mean? And not always will you find any mistakes you made, but try your best, and it's really important. Now, tip number 6 is timing, and I want you to imagine this. You're playing Genji, you have Blade, you want to use it, so let's say your team is Reinhardt, Casserole, Zen, and Moira. The enemy team is D.Va, Casserole, Hanzo, Ana, and Baptiste. Okay, you engage, you dash into all of them and ult in the brief fights. What's going to happen? You press Q, then your team engages, you hit the supports with one slash, and there goes a lamp, a BAP shift, and then you get hit by sleep and nade, you're one, then you get hindered, you can't dash out, and you're dead. Why did this happen? Well, you decided not only to go in first so all attention is on you, but you ulted with enemy cooldowns up. Especially important cooldowns like lamp, nade, and cast nade, and sleep. And if they had a Zarya bubble, right, you need to think about the cooldowns. Now imagine this. Same team caught, but instead your tank engaged first, and when you hear or see a lamp, nade, sleep, or any important cooldown, then you ult. Now you will get way more kills, and ulting in the mid fight is way better because now there's less attention on you, because especially in Overwatch, it's going to be so fucking chaotic in the mid fight, and that's when you want to ult because of all the attention that's on everything else around it. Now, if you're from Valorant, for example, you can bait abilities before going in, and I think a lot of League and Smite stuff can relate to the same thing here. The last tip I want to give you is target focusing. On every game, you need to focus the right target. In Overwatch, you want to get the supports whenever they are vulnerable, and that's when they have used their cooldowns, and the tank is far in. So when Ana uses sleep or Bap uses lamp, go on them with your tank and just execute them as fast as possible before cooldowns is back or the tank comes to peel. Always look for an opening to execute, and don't always just shoot mindlessly and feed their ults. That's all the tips I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed the tips and some of them helped you, and if they did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.